Let's talk about some Bumblebee news. It ain't exactly news anymore, simply because I'm kind of short on the uptake here, but I've got to say, this movie is probably the movie of this year that I am most hyped for, simply because I have never been much of a Transformers fan, but I have been a huge Bumblebee fan ever since I was a kid. Bumblebee was always my favorite. Same like Snake Eyes and G.I. Joe. I liked him because he was quiet, because he didn't talk. He couldn't talk. I always liked those characters the most. I'm talking about characters who just don't speak very much, if at all. That's what I like. I don't know why, but those are some of my favorite characters. They talk through their actions, not through words. Something about that just seems so much more real. I don't know, I like it, and I've always loved Bumblebee, so let's dive right into this. This movie has got me hyped, ladies and gentlemen. This stuff ain't even playing. And maybe it's just the awesome trailer. Maybe it's just the really good music that goes along with it. Maybe it's Haley Steinfeld. I know she's a great actress. Ever since I saw her in True Grit, I've been a Haley Steinfeld fan. I've always thought she was a really good actress, a little bit underrated even. But about those music tracks, not my style. But I'm not here to critique music, I'm here to take a look at this trailer, and this trailer looks great. It honestly delivers just about everything that I would want from a real Transformers movie, a real Bumblebee movie. The thing is, the very first trailer that came out, the one with Bernie Mac talking in the very beginning, that was genius. I loved that. The only thing that it worried me about was it seems like they almost want an origin story here. Because I'm still confused if it's actually a reboot or a prequel. I couldn't tell you. I don't want it to be a prequel. That means that I have to still think about those horrible atrocities, that Optimus Prime goes on to be a real dick and an idiot, and that Anthony Hopkins is somehow in there with some stupid butler transformer. It was stupid. I don't want to think about that stuff when I'm in here watching Bumblebee. I want this to just be a whole rehashing of it. I didn't even want other Transformers in this movie, and now that I see that there are, I'm almost worried that something like the originals will happen again. Maybe not so much with humans in this case. I hope they get enough screen time with Haley Steinfeld, because they're doing a really cool relationship thing going on with her and Bumblebee. Talking about this friendship and this bond that they share. And it is a beautiful bond. I really do love how they're promoting this bond, and it's a beautiful thing. What I hope to see in this is a relationship build between Bumblebee and Haley Steinfeld as friends. I really want to see that one. I am curious about that. What makes me want to go see this movie though, what makes me have hope for it, is the fact that Bumblebee might actually be the main character. If they do this right, it will be his story along with Haley Steinfeld's story. One thing that I think they're doing right, majorly, is the fact that they're simplifying their design of the Transformers from the old ones. Everyone knows that Michael Bay Transformers are the worst of them. Everyone knows they look terrible as they go on. They got the little tiny pieces, they look like piles of garbage, just standing there in the shape of some person. They did the same thing with Cyborg in the Justice League. Not that the Justice League would have been any better if they had fixed that. That movie sucked anyway. Back to the point. Bumblebee looks great. From what we can tell, the other Transformers look great too. I love the simplistic design they've got going on. They're really going back to their roots here, and I think that's a great way to do it. It looks like a beautiful film, and I really hope it is. There were a couple of parts that did worry me as far as the camera angles went. Didn't seem quite right. When those two Transformers were plowing through the desert, going to see John Ortiz, and then they reported to him, there was this one shot of nothing but blurry soldiers in the background, and it looked like there should have been something in the foreground, but I couldn't tell. There was nothing. I don't know what was going on. Also, it seems almost like those two Transformers in the desert might have struck some kind of bargain with John Ortiz, which is interesting as they seem to be making him out to be the big bad of this film. I don't know about that one. I would have gone personally for more of a two-headed Cobra type deal, where you have the bureaucracy on one side, played by John Ortiz, and then you have the military man on the other side, the one that is the heavy hitter, the one that's really going to go after him, you know, the physical guy. I don't know who they would have gotten to play him, but yeah, I would have made it a two-headed snake instead of one. In the first trailer, there was one thing that set it all up for me, and I really hope this is what they stay true to. Whenever she first met Bumblebee in the garage, and he sits down, he hunkers down and hides behind his arm, he obviously shows he's a kindred spirit. I love the fact that Bumblebee is sensitive, and he's almost a little bit frightened or something. He does not seem a-okay with this situation, but whenever she does make contact with him, it's almost like he meets her halfway. It's just the way he acts, the way they're imagining him and animating him, how she put her hand out and he almost shoved his face into her hand like a little puppy would have. That to me is awesome because I've always seen Bumblebee as a 40-ton puppy with cannons for arms and can turn into a car, and he's just a badass. A sensitive badass. I like him. I like him a lot. There's nothing I don't like about Bumblebee. He's just a badass. I hope that they get this right. I hope they give enough screen time to the Transformers, and I hope that Bumblebee is expounded upon. I hope that he's explained. Bumblebee was always my favorite Transformer, and I hope they do him justice in this film. Because what this could end up being is just some second-rate action flick with better-looking Transformers. We already know the Transformers look better. One thing I will add is that he's a wanted man. That's a cool twist. Didn't see that coming. They want him back on Cybertron. This already screams to me a personal plot line. Instead of the Allspark, where it's just this massive doomsday device that will blow up everything if someone has it, this is a more personal plot line. This seems like he's a criminal on Cybertron, and they want him back. That's what I got from this, and I'm very intrigued to see how that plays out. So, anyway, this could be a really good movie, but we'll have to wait and see. One thing is for sure, though, if this is a really good film, and they get their money's worth out of it, you can guarantee there will be sequels. Oh yeah. I hope that they know what they're getting into. But that is just one man's opinion, folks, and it's worth exactly what it cost you. Thank you for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next video.